All right, the former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, he actually did this once before. It's called The Contract with America, brought Republicans to power for the first time in 40 years. He joins us apparently from Rome because he's living the life of luxury as his wife is the ambassador to the Holy See and the Vatican. And, we're, of course, we're smelly Walmart people. According to Peter Strzok, we're just hanging out here doing our job every day. How is Italy?
That's right. Italy's fine.
Have you met the Pope yet?
Watching politics. Yes, we have. But I have to tell you, watching politics in America right now is, you can't imagine. I mean, you look at the Florida primary, and the Democrats go as far to the left as they can. They get a mayor whose administration is under FBI investigation for corruption. He is for every possible left-wing destructive idea that Bernie Sanders has come up with. And that's the guy they want to run against the nominee who Donald Trump has endorsed. It's really an astonishing choice, and I think is actually a pretty good setup for 2020. I think the Florida governor's race may be the model for how the idea debate and the policy debate is going to occur in 2020.
Well, what about, I agree for 2020, but I'm more interested in 69 days. I don't know if you saw what Gavin Newsom actually said in an interview, that he wants to be able to control his own destiny out in California. And as mayor, he implemented literally universal health care, and he wants to do it for the entire state of California, which I think is cost prohibitive. And then you got this guy that won down in Florida, and as I look at his website, it is the most left-wing website I think I've ever seen, which, by the way, is Report, which is fine. I mean, but, it's not I don't believe it works, and I think we tried it under Obama, and it failed.
Well, no, let's go back to Newsom, because he is I think, test case of the whole system. Newsom has said he wants to provide universal health care to people who are here illegally. Now, there are two problems with that. One is that, as Doug Holseek, the former head of the Congressional Budget Office, said, universal health care for illegal immigrants in California is probably a $35 to $42 billion a year, every year, hit on the taxpayers. But in addition, ask yourself this common sense question. If everybody on the planet learns that Senator Feinstein has an open border bill where anybody who wanted to could come to the U.S., and Gavin Newsom wants to make sure that they get free health care, you're going to have a brand new concept called medical refugees. And every person who ends up with a serious illness is going to say, I need to go to California. So my guess is, and I don't have any data on this yet, I've asked several economists to look at it, my guess is you're going to double or triple the number of people who are trying to enter the U.S. illegally, particularly if it's an open border, in order to get on Gavin Newsom's tax-paid free health care. And I mean, the level of bankruptcy would be unimaginable.
Well, I mean, we've proven with Obamacare that this is not sustainable. I mean, that's the point of it. But, I mean, look, their agenda is clear. I don't think you have any doubt that you agree with me. Do you agree that they want to impeach Trump, but they're just telling everybody don't say it?
Sure. Well, a lot of them are saying it anyway. But, yeah, of course they want to impeach Trump. Trump is the end of their world. Look what Trump is doing just with judges, where he and Mitch McConnell have worked together, and they have set an all-time record for the number of new judges approved. And then they're moving the judiciary back to actually respecting the Constitution. I mean, if you're a left-winger, this is the beginning of the end of your world. And, of course, they want to impeach him. We need to understand, these people are not playing games. They want to radically change America, and they want to destroy the president, and they want to make sure that the rest of us have to obey them or risk going to jail.
So if that's true, that that's what they want to do, and yeah, all these investigations into the biggest abuse of power stops, I don't know how closely you've been following what happened yesterday with Bruce Orr. It will take me too long to go into it all, but those deep state investigations will stop. We know that Nancy Pelosi and Elizabeth Warren, they called the tax cuts crumbs, but they want the crumbs back. They want to eliminate ICE. They want open borders. We know they want to keep Obamacare. and we know that they're not proposing one thing that's going to help the American people improve their lives or the economic health of the country or help protect the country. So to me, it's a very clear choice, but what is the best way to communicate that to the American people? That's what you're great at.
Well, look, I think, first of all, facts matter, and I think the American people can be dealt with as adults and can be told facts, and I think it does sink in. Reagan's entire campaigns were based on telling people the facts, and telling them cleverly, telling them in an appealing way, but nonetheless sticking to the facts. And I think that when you look at that, just take, for example, the new Democratic nominee in Florida apparently has already come out and said he wants the highest business tax in the entire South. Well, that's a great way to say to people, why don't you leave Florida and kill jobs in Florida, increase unemployment. Gavin Newsom's proposals for universal health care for illegal immigrants would require such huge tax increases. California is already too expensive. Businesses are already fleeing California. Under the Newsom plan, there'll be a devastating impact on jobs in California. And I think that's people who care about the country's future have to be prepared in the next 2 months to have a very fact-based campaign. And I think the challenge, the left is going to want to be very emotional, and they're going to be very symbolic. They're going to chant things like socialism now or Medicare for all. But we have to walk through and convince the American people that when you look at the facts, you simply can't afford what they want to do. It will kill jobs. It will destroy the economy. It will eliminate your personal freedoms. And it will leave America a dramatically more vulnerable and more dangerous place.
Listen, it's scary what it could possibly become. I spent a lot of time, as you know, in 2016, going over the 8 years of Obama. We've actually now turned 14 states now of record low unemployment, demographically African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, women in the workplace. Youth unemployment is at a 51-year low. We have more jobs than we have people available than people on food stamps and on unemployment lines in the country. 18-year high of consumer confidence, and I can keep going. That's how good it is.
Well, I'm an optimist. I think the average American looks around.
I love how you say, I'm an optimist. I'm sitting in Italy. I just had a glass of wine and a great deal dinner. I'm assuming. I don't know.
No.
And I'm so optimistic.
I go back to the 1970s. I go back to the 1970s and Ronald Reagan. And I believe the American people are pretty smart. And the left believes the American people are stupid enough. You can tell them really dumb things and they'll believe it. And sometimes they will for 3 days. They won't believe it for very long. But I think the average American looks around and go, and you saw this with the numbers today on consumer confidence, the numbers today with the highest job satisfaction, I think, in 15 years. And people are saying, let me get this straight. I like my job. I see my salary starting to go up. I see that the economy is growing, so I have a lot more job security. I wonder if all this relates to Donald Trump. And I think what they begin to realize is that Trump is succeeding. Let
me ask you this, because you're a charismatic figure. I won't mention it. I have handed the microphone in front of tens of thousands of people to some politicians, and they just suck. I mean, they'll meander, and all you have to say is, I'm going to lower your taxes, protect your borders, conservative judges, end regulation that's burdensome and needless, be tough on foreign policy with Iran, we're going to bring peace to the Middle East, whatever. And they're incapable. Donald Trump has charisma. You have charisma. Some of these people are literally afraid of their own shadows. So there are some people listening that are saying, Hannity, why should I vote for this rhino that's afraid of his own shadow why should I get up and vote for him? Because Trump's not on the ballot.
The most basic and simple answer. The alternative to the worst Republican on the ballot is called Nancy Pelosi as Speaker. I'll take the most inarticulate, most confused, and least educated Republican every time because they're a vote to keep Nancy Pelosi. That's how we created the majority of 94.
By the way, this is why people hate. This is why Republicans hate people like me and you. Whether they hate us. You know there are a lot of your colleagues that hate you as much as they hate me. Because you're right. That is the best argument. You're the guy that could put together the contract that everybody should run on, and if they do it, they'll hold the House. I really don't have that many worries about the Senate.
But I want to go back to this key point for everyone who's listening tonight, this afternoon. Look, the fact is, when we put together the contract in 1994, we didn't think our 50 weakest members were all that strong, but we figured they were at least as good as the 50 weakest Democrats. And so our theory was a weak Republican is better than a weak Democrat.
You're really.
And I agree with you. We have guys. We have guys who can. I think Mitch McConnell was brilliant one day. He said, if you can't explain tax cuts, you're in the wrong business.
There's a lot that can't.
You got to.
Listen. I am done with any pretense. I've given the Republicans over the years more than the benefit of the doubt, but they have proven themselves to be pretty weak, spineless, visionless, and at times even pathetic. And you know it's true.
But on the other hand,
they're not Nancy.
Donald Trump as president and Mike Pence as vice president.
Yeah, they're succeeding.
A Republican House and a Republican Senate will accomplish massively more than having Nancy as the speaker. So my view is any Republican will be better than any Democrat this year because there will be a vote against having Nancy Pelosi screw everything up.
All right, when are you back in the States? We could use you back here.
I'll be back next week.
Are you going to stay for a while, or are you headed? I'll be around.
I'm bouncing back and forth.
What time is it? It's like, 10:20 or 9:20? What time is it in Italy?
In Italy right now, we're 6 hours ahead of you.
Oh, it's 10:20 at night. Well, it's time to finish dinner. Sorry to get you up from the table at this late hour.
No, listen.
By the way, don't take this the wrong.
Why do I come on your show?
But
why
you
do I
shouldn't.
come on your show?
You absolutely. I don't know why you're friends with me. I wouldn't be friends with me at all. Anyway, we miss you. Enjoy. Send our best to Callista in the Holy See. Oh man, I wish I was in Italy right now.